Okay, interesting day. We're going to go over the trade recap, but before we get into it, boys, I would love if you guys could just drop me a sub, like the video, or even leave a comment. That would be awesome. Just trying to support the channel. It would help a lot. I really want to hit 500 subscribers. Obviously, it's going to be a process to get there, but it would really help me out if you guys dropped a sub. Alright, so let's get into it. Bias for today. We open up the charts and we see that we're kind of bottomed out here. We took out a level. If you guys watched the trade recap from yesterday, I said that we would be supported by this gap right here. And you guys can fact check me on that. Go back to my video. I said that I thought we were going to come down to this more discounted 4-hour gap and that it would shoot us back up to the new week opening gap. We haven't got there yet. We might come down. Need to hit a level down here before we come up fill this gap. But so we're bullish on the day because price was being supported by that gap and we have this stronger draw above us. I wasn't super married to that bias though, because I did actually take this trade right here to start the day off and we took an L. But my TP, my stop loss was actually right there. And this is how much we lost. $344 on the day. So that puts us at pretty much break even on the week. It's okay. We're not going to worry about it. I took this on both accounts. Boom, bam, bop, bada, bop, boom. And this actually caused me to hit my maximum personal daily loss limit, which I have set for myself in my lockout settings. The reason why I took this short, so we got right here, this is a good draw. We got like this triple bottom. It's a trend line, low resistance liquidity. We are rejecting out of where we were rejecting out of this area up here. So we were close to like taking this high, or no, we had already taken this high. So like I'm thinking we were going to reject down off of us taking this high. There was a 1 hour gap above that wasn't hit, no 4 hour. So I think we were rejecting out of taking this high. So I was open to taking a short. We had trendline liquidity built up right here. I thought these were great draws. This wick, these two wicks that were almost equal lows. And then we had this trend line right here. So I thought those were good draws. But the entry was just not there. I shouldn't have taken this entry. And I'll show you where it was in a second. So we come up here. We inverse this 5 minute. At this point, I haven't gotten ready to take the short yet. This was like right at 9:30. We closed this 5 minute gap below this wick inside of it and didn't have a strong reaction up, like right here. There was no inverse. Actually, there was a weird 30-second inverse that had happened. It was maybe it was just on NQ, but there was one in here. Anyways, we did not end up breaking this high, so we're still ready to take shorts. I see this inverse down. Now, if I wanted to take shorts, I believe that that inverse wasn't there on NQ, so that was kind of out of the question. Let's see, because if so, that's where I went wrong. We are right here. Yeah, so this is where I went wrong. This wasn't a terrible trade at all. But if I was going to take this move down, I should have entered on this 30-second, stop right here, targeting whatever I want to target, trend line. But here's the problem. This is what I did. I entered on the highest time frame inverse. And normally this is a good thing. You want to be entering on the highest time frame inverse because it's going to usually give you the best confirmation that your setup is going to work. But in this case, The 1 minute was no longer valid because it took out this low inside of a 15-minute fair value gap. So right here, this 15-minute fair value gap is something that could support price and go up. If we are truly going to be bullish, this will be respected and will go up, and it was. This candle was going between respecting it, disrespecting it. So I should have just waited for this candle to close to see how we were going to treat that 15-minute gap. But I decided to give this trade a shot. It wasn't the worst trade in the world. At least it was a valid setup that I actually had some thought towards. It wasn't just like completely just like I used to take random setups and just my whole point is I've come a lot way from like this is a bad trade for me now. A bad trade for me before would be just like randomly getting FOMO, seeing this candle and entering it on it. Which like you could argue that's what I did, but the bottom line, I should have entered on this 30-second because the risk to reward was really good. This would have been my break even, and it would have been a very close break even point, and the chances of it not taking that out and going back up are low because we just inversed this candle. So that would have been a good trade, but I unfortunately didn't pay attention to that. I just wasn't observant enough to see that was there. I entered on the 1 minute, this Drake candle down, pretty much saw no profit, and just went back up, stopped me out. And then, as we stopped me out, we got this inverse. So I entered in a little bit late. We got this inverse right here. And mind you, if I had just been patient, I would have caught this. And this would have been my only trade for the day, and we would be up. Because I got in late to the trade, I only took it with one account too. So the other account is still down on the day. But this one is only down $64, putting us down $64 on the week. Yesterday we took a break even, 61. So we're pretty much break even on the week at this point. Can't complain with that. At least we're not down on the week like a significant amount. Even if it is another red week, yesterday we did have a red week, we will persevere through it because we know that we can find these trades that will push us ahead. One winning trade will push us back into the lead on our balance. Right now our balance is 1,950. One winning trade here will push us to around 2,500, hopefully. So got to think of it like that. So what happened with this trade? Very funky. At this point, I had realized what I did wrong. This wasn't a valid trade to enter on, especially with that entry. And then I kind of scaled out for a second. How's the 15-minute looking? I should have been looking at that more. We took out that low inside of the 15-minute. So we souped out this low while making that fake out setup that I took. Also coming down, touching this breaker block type deal. Didn't take this slow out. All the while ES made an SMT with this huge wick right here, whatever that was, and taking this low. So both indexes souped this low, made an SMT, and had this very nice inverse back up. This should have been my entry right here, and I should have went break even on this high and never gotten break even on this trade. But because of my bad fill, I think I entered in around here. Yeah, I think I entered in right around there. I hit the break even point, I went break even, and then I saw this coming down, and we touched this order block, pushed back up, and then we came back down. We're going into it. So I got scared because I was being a little pussy. And this is bad psychology by me. Like, this is something I need to work on. We created this wick right here, this one. So I went ahead and moved my stop up to there, bro. That is where my stop was. I moved it up like this. Boom. We wick me out by, like, this is the trades that, like, really suck, guys, but you're gonna have to deal with them. I got locked out after this trade, but even if I didn't, I would have had to deal with it anyways. 3.25 ticks is what I got stopped out by, and then ran to my TP, which would have put me up on the day, guys. but instead I'm down on the day because I really wanted to make my money back from the loss. And like really, like what would that have done? Moving my stop up, barely anything, nothing. It would have saved me from losing an extra $50, and I'm not even losing. It would have been a break-even trade. So something to learn from, like in that situation, like trailing my stop is not going to make me more money. It is just putting my chances less at hitting full TP, and that is what really counts. And I obviously paid for it. It's not like life-changing that I didn't take this. So you guys, when this stuff happens to you, just frustrating mistakes, you cannot put you on a tilt. There are people out there that blew their accounts today. I only lost $64. I really can't be that mad. I lost 64 plus. I lost around $400. Big whoop. I can come back from this easily. We know that. For this account balance is $49,531. We're gonna get it back up there. Don't you worry. But yes, we need to be locked in, boys. Today was not great. We had the right idea. We had the right setup. And we're just going to come back tomorrow and give it to them even harder. And we're going to get our get back. And if we don't, oh well. But I'm going to rate this an A setup today. Just a little sketchy with the 15-minute. It wasn't respected like a few times, and then we finally respected it. But this inverse was awesome right here. Very nice inverse. Good break-even point. This was like depending on where you put your stop loss, this is a pretty good trade as far as RR. I think my stop was like somewhere up here. So it was a little bit more than a 1-to-1. Took it with like 3. I would have made like almost $400 taking this, but you know, man, like stuff happens. But we'll get our get back. Don't you worry. All right, that's gonna be it for today with the trade recap. I'm gonna post this. God bless you guys. Have a good day.